Hello, everyone. Welcome back to day two of this incredible Adobe live stream. We will be working in Adobe Creative Cloud Express today, and we're going to be making an open house flyer for your real estate business. So I'm really excited. Yesterday, what we had was we made our logo, and today we're going to be making that open house flyer. So I'm going to show you some of the greatest features within Adobe Cloud Creative Express. First of all, let's jump into the landing page where you can really start to understand what Adobe Creative Cloud Express is all about. So the great thing about Adobe Creative Cloud Express is that you don't need to be a designer to make incredibly good looking creative campaigns or logos or flyers or whatever you're looking for. So if you're starting your own business and you want to start, putting out marketing collateral on Instagram or, whatever it is, you can do that in Adobe Creative Cloud Express. So that's super exciting. So you can start off with thousands of templates. So if you're just starting from a ground zero, you can just go in there, swap out content really quickly and get a good layout that you're happy with. And you can start using that for any of your collateral needs. Not a designer, no problem. So this is really exciting. Coming from a design background, I've actually had so much fun working with this product, and I know you will too, and you don't need to be a designer. So it's super exciting. If you go over to express.adobe.com, you can see your homepage here. First thing you have on this second kind of tray is a quick action selection button or tray. And in that section, you can do quick things like remove backgrounds, convert to GIFs, resize videos, images, merge them, change speed, all the things that you might need for your full marketing suite very quickly. It's kind of the best of all the Adobe products, all in one beautiful, streamlined, easy to use package, which is super exciting. In this kind of third tray here, you've got this like popular templates that you can already see have like incredible logos and starting points, maybe even a grid for your Instagram section. As we scroll through this, I'm sure you'll see plenty of things that you're already like, wow, that's incredible. I want to make that for my business. And this is where you can get started really quickly. We have a whole section for Instagram stories and posts, because I know you're going to be probably making tons of those. You got backgrounds that you can throw into any of your pieces. Maybe you've got like a New Year project that you want to start showing off to people, or any pieces like that. Maybe it's an email newsletter. Those all can be done really quickly through Adobe Creative Cloud Express. Yesterday, we made a logo. So I'll take you into my project section over on the left side. And you can see we made this logo at the end of the session yesterday. I'm going to quickly just pull it up. What I ended up doing yesterday was polishing it off a little bit. We started with BBus New and this like icon. I'm going to go back into my project section, and then I'll show you where I ended up today. And this is really exciting for me. I built a little bit more contrast into the real estate like kind of tagline almost. So main post is our business name. You can put whatever you want in there. It can be Jim and Joe's or whatever your real estate business is. You can absolutely do that for yourself. You can just go into this type and double click in it and then just change it out here. So it could be, Jim and Joe. And that's your business, but we're going to do main post because that's what we started with. But feel free to sub in whatever, copy or wording or verbiage or your business name, wherever you want. I put a little, like I'm in California right now. It's beautiful and sunny. So I am using a little sunshine with my little building here to kind of reinforce some of those like California weather vibes. So going back out of it, I personally know that I am going to probably need an official black logo and a white logo. And so what I ended up doing was taking this logo and then just making a black and white version by duplicating the file. So if you take the little 3 dots up here, you click that, you can duplicate it really quickly. And what you'll do is make a black part 2 logo. Just duplicate that. Boop, 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 boop. Let's let it think for a second. All right, cool. Now we go back into it. We'll edit this. And what I'll do just really quickly, just so I have, a black option for these posters today, was I will go in and just change the background color to white by dragging the custom color over all the way top left. Give me that white color. And then I will quickly just go in and change everything to a black color by dragging it bottom left. So that will give me a good amount of contrast for any of the pieces that I might be using. I know it's very easy to get kind of stuck within, using a lot of color logos and things like that, but sometimes you need just something super simple to stick out on any of your collateral needs. I've ended up changing the opacity on the circle really quickly, just to pull it down, still keep it monochromatic, which means just one color throughout the whole logo. What you can do with the shape filter is I can actually open up the shape filter and I can make this text a mask. So I can make the background just transparent through where the type is, which is super exciting. And then the outside be black. So what I've done there is just made a really quick logo, another iteration that gives me more flexibility when I'm posting on Instagram or I need to do a watermark or something like that. Now you have these options really quickly. And then what you'll do is you'll want to download it as a PNG, and you'll give that option of solid color PNG or transparent PNG. You'll want to make sure that's transparent PNG. And what that will do is it will take the background color away from your logo and give you just a solid transparent border on the side. And this is how people get those logos as like a watermark and things like that. So starting off, that's really quickly just how you make multiple different logos. What I do from there is I go in and I build a brand. So you can start your own brand. I've already made one, but I'll show you quickly what you can do with that logo that you made yesterday into here. So essentially what you'll do is you'll upload your logo, which is awesome. And then I've got my official logo here as a JPEG because it has that color background in there. I also have a version that's a PNG, and you can see in this section here, it doesn't have that color background. So what you can do is just quickly throw the full color logo in there, but you're gonna have that bounding box no matter what. So that's why I like to have those transparent PNGs, so you have more flexibility throughout the project, no matter what you're working on. And then you can also start to pick your colors. It's pulling automatically what my logo colors are. So this is a great way for you to start building out templates for any of your collateral needs. I'm gonna grab the logo color, that blue. You can even choose your own fonts. So you can choose from a pre-selected amount of fonts that are already on here, or you can also add your own fonts. Yesterday, we were working with Beboss New, which is a Google font, and you can download that Google font and upload any custom fonts you want. And so that's what you can do in this section, which is super exciting. But as you can already see, we've got your add your own brand section here. And this is pulling your colors, your logos. You can already start to see your own business come to life, which is super, super exciting. And this is your personal one. You can also click on the like shared with you section. And if you're working with somebody else or your business or your practice or whatever it is, you can share that with anybody else, which is super exciting. It gives you that flexibility. Multiple people can be helping you build these assets and keeping things feeling on brand, which is awesome. So what we're going to do is going to go ahead and start a new project. I'm going to actually go down to, I'm going to start with the top button up here, the gradient plus sign, and I'm going to click flyers. So on this left side, what you can see is that you've got let me show you that again real quick. Don't save that project, click that, click flyers. You will have this kind of side panel here that opens up and you can kind of scroll through it on your own. And that's great. But if you really want to take over that immersive experience, what you can do is just open this See More caret, and it will open it up full width so you can really dive into any of these types of flyers. And I know today we're working on real estate, but you might be working as a pizzeria or a pastaria or any of these other types of businesses. And you can just type in like pizza and see what happens with the pizza flyers. So you have some great ones to start with. Maybe you're like an apartment complex and you're hosting pizza night or something like that. That works really well as well. But we're doing real estate. So I'm going to type in real estate. If I spell that correctly, we're good. So here's some really great flyers. A lot of these I could see just being used straight off the bat, not even changing that many things, which is awesome. Like this saves you so much time and really gets you out of having to do all the work of a full-time designer when you can just do this yourself really quickly. So let me see, I will find one that I really like and just try to bring that into our brand. Let's try this one. So my business, like I was saying yesterday, my real estate business main post is inspired by the Presidio in San Francisco. So this beach scene doesn't really like reflect that business as much as I would like. So let's bring it into our own kind of styling. As you can see, we've already got these great like lorem ipsum copy in here. That's a great starting point for you to start thinking about how do I mock up things or whatever without having all the content together. It's a great starting point. As you can see, I can change the text color within this space already to our main post color palette, which we've already pulled together, which is amazing. Laura Regular is the current typeface that they're using. I'm going to use Bebas. If I scroll to the top of that type, and then as the body copy, Proxima Nova, to kind of give each other a little bit of contrast between the two typefaces. What I'm going to do is also going to change that color, see how that looks. I would also want to change this image. So what I can do, if this image doesn't resonate to me, if I'm a condo realtor, I don't want to necessarily, and then go over to the photo section. Based off of what that photo currently is, it will give you suggestions that are similar. But the interesting, great kind of images already to start with. Everything that you see with a crown is included with your Adobe Creative Cloud subscription. Is that it essentially feels on brand already for me. So if you look at our color palettes, let me actually remove these images. Oops. Deleted one too many. And that happens, and just press Command Z if you're on a Mac and Control Z if you are on a PC. Let's see where these numbers are. I'm going to delete their logo because I have my own. Delete. Cool. So what I can do here is I can even move this copy down to the bottom section. I need it to stand out a little bit more, so I'm just going to move over. Boom. I'm going to change it out to be, I don't know, San Francisco apartments. Well, let's do condos. So that's already your little copy block within that. That's awesome. You can work on line spacing. So if you don't like how high that the words were between each other, you can quickly just change that out by going to the line spacing here. If you want to, you can do a little bit more than that, but it'll max out there. All right, so what I can do is just tighten that up if I need. That's always fun. I can also add in more photos. You know, we've already got the inside, which is beautiful, but maybe we need the outside of the home. Let's see if we can find one that feels like it could be part of this house really quickly. I think because it's winter here in the US, I will put a little snow photo in there. So I can just push that in. Maybe I need to throw that just to the side, and then I can mess with that there. So you start getting to play with the scale and the kind of pacing of your work. I'm going to right align it so I can push this underneath. Everybody who's been to San Francisco knows it doesn't snow, so maybe it's not a good photo, but that's totally fine. We're just placeholding today. Let me also adjust these filters. Boop. That's good. All right, cool. So you can see really quickly with just a couple of buttons, you've already got kind of a poster to start working with. You can start adding in design assets as well. So if I wanted to kind of separate some of the space, I can throw in like square. So this is where you can do like a color fill in the icon section. This is where I want it. Square. So I can throw in a color block here. I can change that color block. I can make it, you know, a brand color if I want, things like that. And I can play with it. So it's not necessarily stuck to a square space, but I can just mess with this. I can take that layer and I can pull it down below the house. So if you need to do a section that feels like it's maybe highlighting this, we'll just pull that down a little bit, something like that. You can do that really quickly. Cool, so that's feeling pretty good. And then just pull those together. And then what I want to do is I want to add my logo into this. But sometimes it might not show up in the corner, which is something I struggled with earlier. So what you can actually do is just do photos and then go to photos and then upload the JPEG or the PNG of the logo that you've already placed or downloaded earlier. So what that's doing is giving me a logo that I can be using on anything. It doesn't have to be just used on Adobe Creative Cloud Express. It can be used in your PowerPoint decks or anything that you might be sending to a prospective client, your Word documents, if you're putting it on your letterhead for any of your closing documentation or anything like that, this is a great spot to kind of download it, place it onto any of your collateral pieces that you might need. So this is really cool. So you can kind of see this pulls together a nice group of the color palette. It's working pretty nicely. Maybe I need to throw in a couple more photos. But I think this gives you a good gist of where we're currently at with it. So I'm gonna start over with another template just to kind of show you, again, a little bit more flexibility of what we have available to us. So this one's a fun one. I saw this earlier, create from this template. This is a beautiful image. This feels very Los Angeles. What I'm gonna do is actually gonna click into this and then ungroup this type. And then I'm going to actually just probably move this all onto 2 lines and just do open house there. And then instead of centering it, I'm going to right align it or left align it. And then I'm going to swap in my B-bus. Boom, already starting to feel a lot more on brand. I'm going to adjust the color palette in a second. But what I want to show you here, which is I think is really cool, is the way that they've used this triangle shape here. So I'm going to ungroup this section as well. This triangle shape helps you create a lot more emphasis into this template by just placing it in this section. You start to create that diamond reinforced narrative that they had, which is really exciting, really pretty, really cool. So you have the ability to build custom shapes by layering different shapes on top of each other. And that's really, really exciting. This is fun, but I, again, want to replace this image with something that feels a little bit more on brand for the clientele that I would want to be attracting. So I'm going to find something. I love modern homes. So let me see if I can find a modern home. Modern home. Sweet. This is a really cool one. Whoops. Didn't mean to replace that, but here we go. So this house is so cool, so awesome. Let me just center it into the document. And then I can start messing with this stuff. What I like about this copy that was included in this template is it speaks about the bedrooms and bathrooms and how much it's going to cost. And it gives me the realtor's contact information, which the other one didn't have as much like laid out within that. What I'm going to do really quickly is just change out the colors and see how that starts to feel. I can do this dark blue to kind of continue what the template has already built for us. So you're not having to reinvent the wheel constantly. Let's see here, edit background. Oh, okay, so it's a background piece. Well, I don't necessarily want that to feel the same. So let me make a square with the icons, square, boom, click that in there and then do that. And now I can build my own section down here at the bottom. Again, bottom left or bottom right of your screen, you have your layer section. So anything that's sticking up above the correct layer, the layers that you're not wanting to see, pull that down below. And then you've got really quickly a great looking design. All right, so open house, I'm going to take out this house section here. I'm going to change this copy to be on our brand colors with yellow. And then I'm going to probably pump up the gem. So I'm going to move this around a little bit. I think this house is so incredibly beautiful that I want it to be a lot bigger, really try to resonate and grab people's attention with how cool it is. I'm going to take out the house actually, and oops, do the whole thing. Here we go. I'm going to take out house. So just have open here. And then I'm going to add another text layer. Add your text, and then I'm going to add house. And then I'm going to rotate this with the rotate tool, which is at the bottom. And then I'm going to wait for it to snap at a 90-degree angle. And then I've got a nice, interesting little lockup that I just made really quickly of open house. I think everybody understands open house like that. So I wanted to just create more emphasis on the open than on the house side, since people will probably be looking at this. Maybe if they're walking past your real estate office, something like that, they might be seeing this poster outside the front door. Let's see here, boom. Let's make this copy. Let's add white there. So I got huge open house right there. I think that's looking pretty good. What I'm going to do actually now is I'm going to pull this image below by just dragging it below the open house section and then expand this a little bit more. See if that works. You know, I think one of the great selling points about this house is the kind of outside pool patio space. So I don't want to crop it, but if you wanted to, you could crop it by just pulling this down and pulling this up or to side, whatever you need. But if I did that, it starts to kind of shrink that visual space of this open house flyer. So I'm just going to not crop that. I'm going to undo that and just keep it like that. What I'm going to do quickly is just make this white, boom. And then I'm going to change that to white as well. I'm going to throw in that logo like I did earlier. Photos, close that type out of the way, and then throw in the official white logo just so it's kind of sitting there in that space correctly and not competing with the background colors. Let's let the computer think for a little second. Should be working any second. Well, if it's not, let's go back to projects and see how that goes. Edit project, it looks like it's loaded in. So maybe sometimes, there we go. So just by going out really quickly and coming back, it unfroze the loading section. And now I've got that logo in the corner. I think that's awesome. Maybe I need to like change this name a little bit, this down to 2 lines and be like, that's the person's name. What I'm going to do here really quickly is also go to the type and then make everything capitalized so that it looks the same. Boom. All right, cool. What I'm going to do is actually make this a lot smaller. I'm going to move this over here. I'm going to move this and make this smaller. I feel like typically you don't need to know the street address off the bat. So I'm just going to push that hierarchy there. I think people care typically more about the size of the house and how much it costs over, you know, just knowing where the address is. They'll obviously, if they're interested, they will quickly go find that information. And I'm going to align the person's name over to this logo, just so it feels like it's part of the business function. And then I'm just going to just play with that space there. If I like this color up top, that works. If not, then I might just actually just change out this color really quickly. I think that might feel a little bit more lively. Maybe this needs to be at the dark green. Maybe that's, yeah, I think that's feeling a lot better. What I'll do is I'll group this together and then I will center it into the poster itself. And now you've got a poster that I think will attract the eyeballs of tons of people while they're walking by. You can always play with the hierarchy here. You can add more photos inside this bottom section as a great way to get people super excited about what the interior design looks like. Let me see if I can pull one up really quickly. Interior design. Oh, that's a great image. I think this fits with the house really lovely as well. So I'll just throw that in there and just align it to the top of that type on the left side of the screen. Yeah, so I think that this has come along really nicely. I'm really excited about this. I think if I was a prospective client or consumer, I would be really interested in, you know, checking out this house now. I wish that I could afford a $5.6 million house. That's for next time. I'm super excited. I think this looks really great. I think that, you know, I hope you do too. We're going to save it. We're just back out really quickly. Now it's in the project library. I'm so excited for tomorrow. Stick around tomorrow. We'll be doing more real estate design work. Thank you, Adobe Creative Cloud. This has been a lot of fun. Can't wait to see you all tomorrow. Stick around for more. Bye-bye.